Hi everybody, Paul McFarland here talking Chiat Day, and I'm going to show you something from some time ago, of course, because remember, when you watch this video, it's already from the past. But this is going to be about something beautiful that most people don't even pay attention to and don't notice, and how you can apply this to what you're doing today, right now. It's with something called home savings. Yeah, TV commercials done for home savings, which was a savings and loan. Remember those? Yeah. Now the thing is, I'll put a couple of them in you can watch below so you know what I'm talking about. Bank advertising, SNL advertising, whatever it was, has been awful. It's like, what's the point? They say dumb things and ordinary things in an ugly way, and it's pointless. But what happened when Chiat Day had home savings for a while? And they had different SNLs because of California for years. And when the new client came on at home savings and they were able to say, we need to do something special, what they did, they worked with South African director Leslie Doctor, who did, the famous Levi's kind of shaky cam stuff. This is all the height of shaky cam. And shaky cam is just a way of saying that the camera wandered around and found something to see in the action, almost like the human eye does. And Leslie Doctor was brilliant. And then natural light, all natural light. See, so no artificial anything. Now, the importance of Leslie Doctor's work, of course, is when you're watching television or you're flipping through your favorite platform, you get, like I am here, nice bright light, just a person talking, trying to sell you something. Oh yeah, and I am trying to sell you on something. But most of you probably don't even notice what's being sold. And the fact that there's no type on the screen here, there's no flashing things to try and get your attention. And remember, when you start putting everything flashing on your screen to get attention, and everyone does that, it no longer gets your attention. Excuse me. So in these commercials, the way they were done, they let Leslie just shoot a very affectionate portrait of the person who was a home savings customer. As everything went, they recorded interviews with the people, and they tried to get that across. And the interviews were them talking about their life and maybe about how they felt about money. They were very loose interviews, and they cut the best bits to make a story about the person. In other words, this isn't something done just quick, and get it out there. This was do it well. Do it really, really well and make an impression. And one, I'm going to pop on the old glasses because this is very small type in the book here. Hello. Oh, the announcer. The announcer on these was George Fennimen. George Fennimen. Yep, he was the Ed McMahon to Groucho Marx on, right, You Bet Your Life. Kind of played the dull straight man. But he had a wonderful fatherly, voice, and you'll hear it in the ones I post down below here. And the music's very simple, and you hear the voice of the woman. In this case, this is Carmen Cortez. Here's a nice picture of her. Maybe she's dead now. I don't know. But the point is, these are wonderful. Listen to what she says. Well, I've been saving my money because at our age, my husband and I, he's still working, and one of these days he's going to retire. We would like to travel a little bit. Carmen Cortez, home savings customer. I was a widow the first time with 2 children. You see her working in the kitchen. It wasn't easy. I never went any place because I didn't have the money to do anything, or because everything was for the kids, and pay my bills and make my house payment. And then when I met Mr. Cortez, things were a little easier for me. And he wants to take me to Mexico City, and he wants to take me to Cancun, and he wants to take me here and there. But I want to go to New York. Home savings takes very good care of Carmen's money, and about 1 million other people's as well. Most of all, I would like to see Miss Liberty, and way up on her crown, and get way up to the top and look from there. This is my country. Oh, right? So what's going on there is a person is talking about their life and what money means in their life in a very, very human way, and not trying to get the copy points in there, not trying to get the keywords in there. They're being real. And you see, there she's walking on the beach, and there she's her husband. You see little bits of life. Kitchen, you know? I think where do parties always end up? In the kitchen, where the home is, where the hearth is, where sustenance and safety and security is. And there's Mr. Cortez, who obviously likes her. And in all the commercials, they had the shot of the plaque, that's what I call it, that was on the outside of all the buildings. And the buildings were made in this finished stone with the names Home Savings with backlight behind it. It was very soft and very elegant, modern, being minimal. And the way the light plays on it, again, natural light on the logo, a little flash of light, it was just so soft and soothing. And there she is. And another one in here, I'm going to talk about two others. There's two of them I can find online so far, and I'll post them. One has a kid, and he's, fifth grader or something. This boy, he's talking. Look at, and when you'll see this one I post, the way Leslie's camera actually follows his expression. It's just masterly. You see what he's doing. He's working with animals. This is kid. And George Fennimen's lines are always different for each one. And like I said, it's so affectionately delivered. As boring as savings and loan is, they didn't care. They did the very, very best thing. And this wasn't the flashiest work. It was kind of like dull work compared to everything else Chiat did. But it was so expertly, lovingly produced, and not cheaply either. So here's this one. Oh, excuse me. This is very small type, and all the light's on me, not the book, so please help. Little Dustin, he says, well, usually sometimes if I keep my room clean, I will get an allowance, which I probably will get an allowance this week. Dustin Jensen, home savings customer. Sometimes I'll get money from maybe a birthday or like maybe my mom. Instead of giving me a present, put $100 in the bank. I'm looking for a paper job. That's just the only ways I get money. I'm saving for mainly college, and I was kind of hoping to get a scholarship, but my grades aren't that hot. I think I want to be a veterinarian because when I grow, because I really like animals. I have a hamster and a bird. Dustin is one of Home Savings' smartest customers. He's in the 5th grade. Dustin finishes. And I think it's a smart thing to do is to save money, because if nobody saved money, then it'd be kind of hard to get around in the world. Okay, so with this Dustin, however old you think he is, 9, 10, I don't know. They could have written something for him to say, and they could have said, well, say this, and then say it and do something kind of funky and crazy and, and show something on the phone about how you manage it. But no, this is not about Home Savings. This is about the person. Home Savings is presenting a very affectionate portrait of their own customers. Yes, indeed they are. Actually, this is going to be a longer one because I'm going to share all of them because you know what? Today, if you have a business where you're going to do a customer story, I want you to pay attention to this video and think about it and think, how could you do this today? Because you can do this today. You really can. So here is a couple. Look at that, a wedding picture. And this one says, back to the spectacles. I like these very much. Milton's talking. He says, we've always made it, and I don't worry because she is a good manager. If we have little or a lot, we make it. Milton and Emma Unger, Home Savings customers. We were raised during the Depression. It makes a difference. If you have little money, you start saving it. One week we were so poor, I bought a bushel of carrots, and we lived on carrots all week. Now when we go out to dinner, we see carrots, we look at each other, and we smile. It didn't hurt us. It was fun. She was very thrifty. She made all her own clothes, and she looked like $1,000,000. She still does. And you see Milton playing piano, and He says, my hobby is playing piano at the senior citizens home. It's the only thing I'm good at. The Ungers worked very hard for their retirement. So did home savings. Now he's putting on a hat. He says, I'm a character, and the little old ladies love that. Then you hear Emma saying, it really doesn't bother me because I know what he thinks. I know that he cares for me. Milton says, best deal I ever made. I couldn't live without her. Aww. Aww. And the thing is, these are not beautiful people. These are not hip people. These are just regular people with their regular stories. And I'm going to jump to the last one before I get too emotional. Do you know who worked on the music and the lyrics for The Wizard of Oz? One was a guy by the name of Harold Arlen, and he is in this last one. And he's a wizened old guy here. Look at that. You see his house, and this one I'll be able to post below. My philosophy of life? Well, money's not going to grow out of a tree in the backyard. Back there, you got to earn it. I've made myself pretty secure. Definitely have done that. Harold Arland, home savings customer. But like I told you, if I spend $1, I don't have to worry about making it back tomorrow. I'm not cheap. I'll spend $1, $2, but I want my money's worth. I hate to spend $5 and get $1.50's worth of work. I want to take another trip down to that Caribbean. It's nice sitting on that old ship and let it float down the line. Can't beat it. Harold Arlen doesn't take chances with his money. Neither does home savings. The kids won't have to fight over anything. I told them that when I go ahead and take a trip, I said, I'm spending your inheritance. They said, go ahead and spend it. And if you watch the video, I'm doing pretty good impersonation of the rhythm. I know these spots really well. So the point is, when you have a customer testimonial to do, there's always another way to do it. And you may think, that's too much work. It costs too much money. We don't have time for that. Oh, really? But you have time enough for someone to ignore you, someone to skip you and make up their mind about you and put you down here when you could be up here? You've got time for that, but you don't have time for this. See, the thing is, this style of a commercial stands out still today because it's affection, it's care, and it's love of the people. These are not home savings commercials. These are commercials about the human race, about people, and their attitudes about life and money. Home savings brings it to you. You remember the stories, and then you say, wow, home savings, I like the way you're talking about this. It makes me believe you'll treat me like an individual like them. Now, this may be marketing 101, but some of you need this. And the point is that when you're trying to do a testimonial of any kind, don't make it about you. Make it about them. Make it about them. Because you need them to make money.